I'm Megan Thibbles, and I'm the female Caricom Youth Ambassador to Barbados.
My name is Javasili. I'm the male Caricom Youth Ambassador and Megan's partner.
As CYA, our mandate is definitely to support and speak on youth development issues, which we take very seriously, especially as it relates to recent topics such as mental health, climate change, this pandemic, employment opportunities, and so much more.
So the overall economic recovery of tourism-dependent states and young people really calls for them to become a lot more involved. Now, in my time in tourism in the last 4 months of last year, I've realized that Barbados really is a global leader in tourism, but there was room for it to change. And I find that one of the trends in tourism now is more community tourism. I find that tourists from what we would call the traditional source markets, Europe, especially the UK and America, they're now seeking more of an authentic experience, not so much the one that we've wanted to sell to them. And while this is not new, I think there's a lot of room now for tourists to engage in more group activities despite the pandemic making it a little more difficult. So things that are more intended at groups to bond, so definitely going on island drives, they really picked up last year among locals. I think that the best way to include, or rather to diversify the economy with tourism, is to include locals more. Our tourism model traditionally has, it has been so focused on, basically separating the tourists, from the actual persons who live in the destination and getting them to experience the destination for themselves. However, in a time now where persons are looking to connect now more than ever, there is so much room for activity, there is so much room for growth, there is so much room for nature. On the note of more authentic tourism, food is something that has been really underexplored. The Caribbean is, very well known for it. The word organic doesn't mean much within the region. And so this is something that we can exploit, beyond what we, market to tourists. Trying to get them involved in more experiential settings, giving them experiences is one way that I think we can really market ourselves not only better as a country, as a nation, but I think it allows us to stand apart from a lot of places globally, because if it is one thing that separates Barbados from the rest of the world, it is its unique cultural position, especially how we have managed to stay very resilient. I find that makes us inspirational to persons from abroad, because the Caribbean way of life is one that persons perceive to be very lax, but it is also one that is very innovative, and persons are seeking to exchange ideas, to exchange experiences, and to form connections that actually make the world feel more like a small community rather than such a big place.